Okay, it should be recording my voice and everything. Alright, here's the deal. So you kinda have to look at what you have. Right. So first things first. Clarine, Cookie and Farazan. You're gonna have to stick with those no matter what. Your Farazan should be C6, so nothing to worry about there. Beyond the fact that like it's geared correctly. So since you have an Amos bow, Yelan's not allowed in here, so might as well just give her the Favonia's bow. Tenacity of the Millilith, correct. ER Sands with Favonia's bow. Frankly, you could get away with Amos bow, Farazan. You don't actually need that ER because she should be C6, right? And then you just need as much energy recharge as possible. Nivelet has that. Actually, you can just borrow that from Nivelet, but I don't really feel like fucking up all your builds, and it's not exactly like it makes a big difference. Cookie, there's no point for her to be on a flop set because realistically, you're not gonna be able to. So if I really want to set on her, it would be Tenacity of the Millilith because you won't be able to play Hyper Bloom. You have to remember that it's gonna be Anemo, Hydro, and what's it called? Not Anemo Hydro, Anemo, Pyro and Electro, right? So let's just like steal other people's random pieces. You don't need very good pieces, you just need pieces, right? Like I don't even need like upgraded artifacts. Although I want the flower to be upgraded because... Oh, that's a really good flower. Nice. But because it doesn't matter, I just need the 4-piece effect. And then temporarily, let's borrow Dionysus. So that's... And then your Clarine. You can't use Ayaka, so might as well just give her the Finale or the Deep. That's much better. Cookie, I would much rather her be on a support set. If there even is one to be had. Favonius would be good. And then Farazan, same deal there. So now that we have everyone, wait, what? Invite supporting cast. Yeah, so you don't necessarily. Okay, here's the biggest part, right? So it's like, how do I go back? Okay, yeah. So you want to note that the first thing you already see is that generally speaking, you have to play 4 characters. You cannot just play 2 characters and call it and then try and save your Vigor that way. So the issue with that is that you will always want a ratio of like 1 to 3 of like DPS to supports, correct? And then here you are getting a literal 1-to-1 ratio. So that's really bad. So ideally you want to focus more on DPS, correct? That you want, I mean not DPS, you want to focus more on like putting more supports into your 18 characters because the more DPS you have, like the worse this ratio is gonna get, right? Because you're already at a 1-to-1 ratio at a baseline. So here's what's gonna happen. These special guests, like you can kind of ignore them because it's another 1-to-1 ratio. So all you need to do now is to focus on actually getting as many supports as you possibly can. So what's gonna happen? First things first, you want to see who you can steal from your friends. These are like these are like the only options available. I didn't even realize he put Yai. Okay, but Yai is a good pick because here's another thing, right? Like those characters that can like kind of like do stuff off field even if they're DPS, they're really strong because that means that you can play them as a pseudo support even if they're a DPS. So that means that, you know, sometimes if you have to fill a last slot with them, that they won't be completely useless and they'll be like really helpful for your team building. It won't be like 3 DPS in one team. Like even though it's technically 3 DPS in one team, it'll be at worst like 2 DPS and then a guy who can like do stuff off field. That's why stuff like Yai is useful, Raiden is useful, Fisher is useful, and then like basically off fielders are good. You have to keep that in mind. So you look at your Yai, fucking level 70, like hell no, I'm not working with that. Like sure, you can have a fucking C6 Kaza all you want, but I don't know if you noticed this, but his C6 isn't that much better than his C2. And then you look at these teams, does anyone want his C2? Like no, because there's no reactions going on. The only reaction is Overload, and Overload's damage is inherently unimportant. So here's what's gonna happen. You're going to want to pick someone else's Yai. You look at this. What the hell am I looking at? Okay, this is not a bad Yai, but you can probably do better. Oh, you look at that, that's a Kagura Yai. Yep, so you want to confirm, yep, take the Yai, right? You already have a Yai, so there's kind of some overlap there, like in the sense that if you didn't take Yai, you could technically use your own Yai, which is a lot worse, but then you could have a unique character instead. So that's something you want to keep in mind. I am considering that, but for now, I don't actually need to. Chevrus, of course, very strong in this game mode. Raiden, of course. Bennett, of course. Xiangling, Kazuha, Venti, all the usuals. And then Fischl. Your Fischl's kind of shit, but like it's whatever. It'll still work. Sucrose is amazing. And then you look, we have like 3 characters remaining. And then most of these we already filled up with like on-fielders. I mean off-fielders, sorry. Right? So, and then here's the deal, right? So, so now that we have all of this, we want to look at the idea of like who can we put in here, and then you only have like very specifically these 3 characters, right? So the idea is, what if these 4 characters, and when you have these 4 characters, it's kind of easy to know who you want actually, because it's gonna be like this, right? But then you also want the idea of like, then what if I use my own Yai instead, and then replace that Yai with like someone else's something, right? And then in this sense, in some cases I might replace it with Dea, but I'm actually not entirely sure about that. But because this Yai is actually really, really strong, so she might be able to carry like dead weights like a lot better than you think. So in that sense, you still want both animals because animals are really overpowered. And then preferably you want like Dea here, unironically, or like some kind of sub DPS. But you don't really have the luxury to work with that right about now. So what else? There's no point boring gaming because he kind of relies on like either vape or melt, even though I put him there just for the fun of it. And then what else could you possibly borrow? Probably no one really. I think Yai might be your best pick, just because she can, like, you want to value the people who can do like stuff from both on-field, potentially on-field and off-field, which is why Bennett is really strong, because he also has a really good on-field ability. And Xiangling, like she can off-field very well, so like she will never be useless, right? As long as you can battery her properly. In that sense, I suppose you could use Diluc as your last one, and then here's the part where like you want to check your builds. Weapons, you really want her to be on Favonius. Your Zhongli's using Favonius, but we are not using Zhongli here. Noblesse, what the hell? I need 4-piece Noblesse. No one's using Rosaria in this game mode, so like you literally cannot. What? Okay, Noblesse 4-piece. Okay, cons, talents, yep, that's fine. Details 165 ER, that'll be perfectly fine. Weapons, 4 emblem, I think that's your usual build, even though it kind of sucks, but it'll be good enough because this game mode is a joke. Bennett is also the usual, I think, for Noblesse, correct. Circular Favonia, and then I assume about 230 ER, 250 ER, even better. Weapons, Xiangling Dragon's Bane, preferably if I had an ER weapon, but Raiden's already using the ER weapon, so I can't really forsake it as of currently. Emblem, of course, 170 ER, can I actually get any higher? Let's see, it's already at 18 ER, what about the feather? Okay, can't really get that much higher, which is a pity, but whatever. Can't be helped. Wait, can I use the ER sense? Do you have a secondary ER sense? You know what? Wait, if I equipped an ER sense from someone else here, if I equipped someone else's energy sense and then give it to Bennett, and because Bennett's off-piecing it, he'll still retain 4 Noblesse, and then your Xiangling will actually have sufficient ER, even though she takes a hit to her damage, but like nothing here actually has high requirements. Kazuha, Sex Sword, I would prefer having the Umbrella, but Sex Sword actually does have value because you're dealing with multi-wave. Kazuha, Viridescent Veneral, of course. Your EM is literally non-existent because we're on Sex Sword and because Venti, Viridescent. What weapon is this? Amos Bow, that sucks. But Farazan has this thing, so we can't have to deal with that fact. Official's using this, so we kind of have to deal with the fact that Venti is probably going to be stuck with this weapon. Kind of sucks. Can replace it with Sack Bow, but it doesn't really matter because I just want to stack ER on him. That's realistically all I'm trying to do here. Is there anything else that gives ER? I don't think so. Actually, in multi-wave, yeah, let's use Sack Venti. Is this ER sense? It's not an ER sense, so he kind of has not that high ER, which is bad. So let's get an ER sense. Because it's off-piste anyway. No one's using Diona in this game mode. Official is done. Sucrose, I would like for this to be Elemental Mastery. No one's using DMC. I can just use this though. Elemental Mastery, Elemental Mastery. Why is this not upgraded? And then this thing is horrible. Okay, that's very good. How much EM does he have now? Why is it so low? Is there anything else that is not upgraded? This is not upgraded either. Okay. Okay, I'm feeding this. This thing's useless. What in the hell am I looking at? I don't even need this thing to be level 20. I just need it to be usable. This is... yeah, better, but it's still worth keeping. So let's keep that around for now. This is Elemental Mastery, Elemental Mastery. Yep, that's good enough. Weapons, Sacrificial Fragments. Why is it level 1? Use this thing instead. And that is your... okay, Jean. Also Viridescent Venerer. Does she have enough energy recharge? Not with this weapon. Let's give her the... huh. Well, let's give her this thing. I just need energy recharge. That's literally the only thing that remotely matters on this character. This thing, do you have an energy recharge sense? You do not. That's an issue. Viridescent Venerer. Okay, I would rather use this with an ER sense. And is there anyone? Okay, Rosaria, yeah, I can use that. 226 ER. Hazel, you just need, you're on support. Where's your Trilling Tales of Dragon Slayer, Viridescent Venerer? It literally doesn't matter, it's Hazel, who cares? Diluc, honestly, if you're on support, you might as well just take a Favonius weapon and call it a day. Wait, Diluc, take a Favonius weapon and a crit rate circlet. Oh my god, where's my crit rate circlets? And then do you have enough Noblesse Oblige to give to Diluc? Because this will be literally support Diluc. Okay. Take this. Everyone else is take this. Take this. Take this. Okay. Let's enhance this thing to level 20 so I can get like double the amount of ER. 133 ER, that is miserable, but what can you do? Actually, can I enhance this thing to level? Okay, I can. Wait, you have so much materials. Okay, level 50, that's good enough. Yai Miko, who cares? You're like borrowing someone else's. Cutting. Did I even bring Cutting? I don't think I did. Yai and Cutting are the only two I did not bring, so we can thus. So let's begin. That will be my team building. Free mystery cache, confirm selection, consume all one, and when future events are drawn on, then guaranteed to be a. Let's use this. Okay, Wondrous Bloom, Companion Random, Companion Random. I think I would rather have a buff for now. all characters gain 18% for after overload. That's not a bad one at all. Charge, this one is terrible. If you use a brief description, you can see that like you want like this stuff, like you see the two on the left, they deal like flat levels of damage, so it's not actually as important. This one on the other hand deals like buffs your character. So if your characters are shit, then maybe the ones on the right are better, but you have some decent characters, so I think this is more worth using. In that sense, I am now out of money, so let's look at what kind of battles we have. This one is bad. This one is also bad. Defeat 2 opponents using normal attacks. Trigger overloaded reaction 5 times. Yeah, we can do this. After a period of time. Yeah, let's do this one. Just because you don't have to kill characters with anything specific. So here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna, for the earlier stages, Wanderer is much more suited. For the later stages, he is a lot worse. So we're gonna spend Wanderer's Vigor for now. We're not gonna waste Alakino or Clarine's Vigor. And when we have Wanderer, of course you want to pair it with your C6 Farazan, which is what I also use. Your Cookie is also decent, and then your Thoma. So let's go. Because basically you want to use everyone other than your Clarine and Alakino because you want to save them for later. Okay, so there we go. Trigger overloaded 5 times, defeat all opponents within 90 seconds, 44 seconds. Very simple. Because of your C6 Farazan, we gain access to Chevreuse, very useful character. And next, we will thus continue our performance. We have 140, so we can either get a random companion or we can start battles. First we look at our battles. Trigger for reaction 10 times. This means that we can actually just spend Wanderer, Thoma and Cookie's remaining Vigor there, so that's probably the one we'll be choosing. Wait, let me look at the enemies. Yeah, I think I would rather deal with those enemies than the Kairagi. We can use another one of these to like get increased damage. When the active character receives more damage when they receive healing, call on Thunderstrikes on nearby opponents. This one is good, or rather it's good enough. Companion, if we can select an electro character, I would like to, yes, we get access to the Yaimiko that we were borrowing. And then here, do we get triggers for reaction 5 times, defeat all. Okay, this is literally a very few amount of monsters. So we can compare. This one has a good amount of monsters, and the thing about Wanderer is that he's mostly single target, so we would like to give him a more favorable matchup if possible. So let's use this. And then because you have to keep in mind that Wanderer is gonna kinda suck for the future, so we might as well just use him up now. Alongside Thoma and Cookie, who aren't very good to begin with either, because Cookie only really shines in Hyper Bloom. And Thoma works well with Wanderer, but for anyone else, he's just a reasonable option, nothing special. So we might as well just use him up now. Thoma, Cookie, Thoma, Cookie, Farazan. Wait, what? Okay, fuck Thoma, useless. Because we have time for another rotation anyway, so I don't really have to be concerned. There we go, simple enough. We get access to sucrose, who will be very helpful for Yaimiko, even in the absence of aggravate. Ideally speaking, if possible, I would like to be able to obtain Space UK, also known as Baichu. 25. Okay, we get Jean or Hazel. They both kind of suck for this, but Jean is the less shit of the options. And then for this, yeah, this is why we are saving Chlorine and Arlecchino, because we kind of need them for this, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Unless you want to save Arlecchino for a future use, but I don't think there's much of a point to it. We can collectively use Chlorine and Arlecchino in that sense, and then Sucrose and Jean, because I would like to be able to save Chevreuse and Yai for a future use. And like Jean and Sucrose are in this game mode are kind of interchangeable, so as long as I have one Vigor on both of them, I can kind of use them in a separate situation. Chevreuse I would also like to save because she's also really, really strong. So here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna do like Chlorine, Arlecchino, Jean and Sucrose, and then this will be enough to clear him. Wait for the mark to ramp. Simple enough. Because all you have to do is like kill it while it's stunned, so I just use Arlecchino to weaken it first, and then Chlorine to stun it, and then Arlecchino to kill it. Now that we have Fischl, this makes our job actually a lot easier, because we can just use Fischl with Chevreuse. Okay, well, you clearly did not actually finish all the dialogue despite what you told me. Okay, well, I will continue it regardless. Okay, we get a free mystery cache. When choosing a Wonder Bloom, you can reset selectable, gain 2 chances to reroll selectable events. I think it doesn't really matter why I choose there. Let's choose a random companion, why not? Oh, and we get Bennett, okay. So this makes our job actually a lot easier. Let's see, who do we have here? All of these are kind of terrible, but because none of them are like very single target focused, and then this is kind of why Yai is, and then that's kind of where Yai would shine. In that sense, I think this is the best one because they can all rush in like a bunch of idiots, and then I think Sucrose will clean up fairly quickly. So we want to use up Chlorine here because that's kind of all we have left. And then because of Chlorine's shitty field time, we can just use Yai and... Wait, you want to use... Yeah, let's use Yai and Fischl for her. And then just create a mono electro team, and that would be sufficient. 1, 2, 3. you can see, the power of whoever's Yai you borrowed here is very useful. There we go, simple enough. And now we get access to Raiden, which is a very good Fisher replacement. I should probably cut that out because that was whatever. Mystery cash, we get free mystery cash. Okay, let's see again. Restores 1 Vigor to bind this, but the character loses 5% of the max HP, dealing triggering up to once every second. That's whatever, that's risky, that's good enough. Oh, Sucrose, okay, that's very easy actually because she never crits. Let's see, companion random. If I can roll for Space UK, that would be oh, Venti, even better. Companion more, I need more companions. Kazuha, excellent. And here is where the fun begins. Let's see, bonus trigger electro charge, star challenge. So I want to save Yai for X6 or 7. I mean X7 or 8. So in this sense, excellent. This is the one where we can spend our Arle, because now we can just use Venti Arle together and then GG easy. So let's do that. So let's actually just do exactly that. Let's see, what is it? Arle, Venti. Do I want to use Raiden? No, I want to save Raiden. Let's use Arle, Venti, Raiden, and I want to see Sucrose. Because Sucrose has that debuff at this point, I might as well just use her up. So let's do this. So do this, do this. Can't afford to get frozen more than a few times. Okay, that's fine. Because as long as Venti out is active, they will all die. Yep, simple enough. You see, Venti can insta-clear any of these chambers, which is why I kind of really want him. And then provided you have something in your team which deals good AoE, which is why I brought Arlecchino, because when they're grouped up like that, she can just kill just about everyone. Now that we have Xiangling and Bennett, the game's basically over. And then let's just randomly select the companion. I don't need to care about the remaining animal characters. Let's select a random companion to enter. Okay, they're both useless, what the hell. Let's get a random buff when a character's bond of life and energy after enough elemental bursts. Let's see. I think this one is the best. You want ER, and then this one is... Okay, excellent. So this is the boss fight we were waiting for. And then it's actually very simple. All you have to do is bring Yai Miko, Raiden, Chef Bruce, and Do you even have to bring Raiden? Actually, no, let's save the... yeah, actually, let's... No, let's save the Yai. Let's bring Raiden, Chevrus, Bennett, Xiangling. And the game's basically over. Okay, that's that. You see, like, this is what happens when you have a full team that like isn't scuffed because you didn't brick your fucking character. You didn't brick your choice of characters. So now all we have left is to finish it up. Let's choose Wondrous Boon. Let's see. Oh, reduce enemy rest, free mystery cache, and gain 30 fewer hours. What the hell? Okay, let's bring this. Duma, not very useful, but who cares? Let's bring a random companion. Sure, let's bring back Duma, why not? Who do we want? Mr. Beast. Or this. Tough choice. But those are pyro shields, so they're actually a lot easier to deal with than you would think. And here's the thing, because we didn't use Kazuha. How many times have we used Kazuha so far? Once, right? So I think we can use Kazuha for the next 2 acts and be perfectly fine. Yep, we only used Kazuha once. So what happens is that I can save Raiden for next one, and then I will just use Yai Miko here. Or do I want to do that? Raiden, Yai, Bennett. Actually, for the next one, I think I can just use one or the other. So in that sense, I want to use Yai here with... Wait, what were the enemies again? Oh, these are the enemies. Okay, well, then actually let's play Bennett here. Actually, wait. Yeah, then Diluc, Kazuha, Venti. Yeah, sorry, not Diluc. Yai, Duma, Venti, Kazuha. Then this will be good enough. And it dodged that, of course it did. Oh, I have to trigger melts, are you kidding me? If I have to trigger melts, then I have to bring more than just Duma. Let's bring a fucking... So that means I will have to actually sacrifice Xiangling on this chamber, which isn't actually as bad as it sounds. But because I can just bring Yai for next chamber, that's literally all that means. Yai... Let's do this. damage is kind of low, but it'll be good enough. That's the entire point of this. And okay, it's perfectly possible with that team, and then I can get a very good next team. I have to save Chevreuse for next team. You will see why soon. I mean, for the next one, you will see why very soon. Your Xiangling not being C4 actually makes this kind of a pain in the neck. See, that was a lot easier when I actually planned out what to do. I literally had I don't even know how much time left. Because all I needed to know was that I needed to know was that I just had to save some pyro for the other Abyss Mage so that I didn't have to waste a lot more time trying to break its shield. And if I can get Space UK here, that would be amazing. 1 of 3. Let's see. This was good. And then another buff, so this one's funny, so I'll take it. It doesn't really matter why I take it at this point because I literally have a full team to handle this following fight. So here's what's gonna happen. Raiden, Bennett, Chevreuse, Yai. Chevreuse, Yai, right? And this team will automatically win. Oh wait, I forgot. Yeah, okay, here's the reason you'll see me bring Chevreuse. Because you need to disable one of its shield with Aoja. So here's what's gonna happen. And there we go. See? Easy as that. And the thing is, you notice how I literally did that last one in what, 1/3 the amount of time needed? And that's just because I planned out specifically for my strongest team to be at the end. And I didn't even have to do that. I could have probably gave Raiden or Bennett or Yai to earlier stages to make those a bit easier. So yeah, it's really not that hard. You see, full clear and everything, and GG. Actually, I can just show you that I can just claim all the rewards and show you that it really was everything that I did. And that's that. Simple enough.